So what about last year's winner, Pentti Ricola? Well, he's moved from Mitsubishi to Ford and he's been busy gearing up to repeat his cliffhanging performance. We tracked him down as he was preparing his pace notes for one of this year's stages. Yes, you heard correctly, pace notes on the Lombard RAC, because for the first time ever they've fallen into line with the rest of the world and they're allowing practice on all their stages. Tony Mason takes up the story.
Pace notes are the shorthand records which enable the crews to drive flat out through the special stages.
Let's go.
To protect the forests during practice, the RAC insists that the drivers use ordinary road cars and limit their speed to 20 miles an hour. Taking 9 days to complete, it's a tedious and time-consuming process, the crews covering each stage twice. Professionals like Pentti and his Irish co-driver Ronan McNamee insist that the car is as close as possible to the rally car, so that every bend will look the same, hence this left-hand drive Ford Cosworth road car.
200.
The bends are graded by numbers. 1 means straight and 7 means a right angle.
Junction left.
Other people use different systems. In fact, some have the complete opposite to Pentti. But whatever the language, it gives the driver a mental picture of the road ahead when they come to drive it in anger on the rally itself.
Into junction. Right. 6. Stone inside.
Of course, not everybody has the time or money to take advantage of this change to the rules. So for those club drivers who make up the bulk of the entry, the organisers have provided notes made by a top professional navigator. Pace notes should increase speeds by up to 5%, so it's a safe bet that this year's rally will be the fastest ever.
50, junction left 7. Into crest 1, 400, left 2, brake, and left 6. Suddenly junction, right 6 minus. And 200, junction left 7.
That's the car, of course, the 4x4 Sierra Cosworth, on which Ford are building all their rallying hopes. They've been a long time in the wilderness since their all-conquering days of the 70s. The cars for the Lombard RAC are being prepared at their base at Boreham in Essex. No resources are being spared. Stuart Turner, their boss of motorsport, is determined that nothing shall be overlooked. And on a practice day there, Tony Mason asked him why they were going back into rallying in such a big way.
A couple of years ago, we did some market research into what branches of motorsport influence people, and the research showed that Formula One is the place to be for sheer publicity. But if you want to convince people you're helping to develop better production cars, road cars, rallying's the place to be.
Why is it the Sierra that is selected?
Because we've got the Cosworth version with the four-wheel drive, and we're finding that although first sight it may seem to be a slightly bigger car compared to, for instance, the Escort, which was so successful, but it does appear to be a well-balanced car. It's user-friendly. The drivers like the balance of the car, and I think it's going to be quite competitive.
Well, let's talk about drivers. You seem to have changed your policy slightly and gone for the British drivers, which is very refreshing.
We've gone for Malcom Wilson for two reasons. One, because he's up there amongst the top drivers in the world, and secondly, because we have to recognise that if we want to get publicity in the British market, which is important to us, we do need a British driver. So we're glad to have Malcom for those two reasons. As far as Pentti Ricola is concerned, he came on board because he won the RAC Rally last year and rang me the day after to say, to my surprise, that he hadn't got a drive fix for this year, so we were very quick to sign him up for the 3 events we've got in 1990.
Now, how do you like the Sierra?
I think it's a terrific car. I mean, we've done a lot of work. We've been a lot of places testing this year, and I'm really happy with the progress. And I think, you know, we've come on in leaps and bounds in terms of getting the car more competitive.
And the four-wheel drive, obviously, a big difference.
It's a tremendous difference. I mean, the first time I got in the car, I couldn't believe it. You know, you thought, well, there's people who talk about turbo lag and that, but, you know, just to get into a car with four-wheel drive and the traction and the braking is just, it's incredible. It's a great feeling again to be back. Know that you're going to be in a competitive car.
Now, there's something new in the car, the 7-speed gearbox. Tell us about that.
Well, we're all very excited here about it. I mean, I don't know how much advantage it's going to give us in terms of outright speed, but the fact that we've got a clutchless gear change again is a big advantage over having to use a clutch, which is advantage then that you can use the left foot braking technique a lot more.